All right. It has been a while since I have been on a stream, so I'm excited to be able to build some keyboards for everyone again. I think it's been, well, probably close to a month since my last stream. The move was very long, so getting everything reset up in the new place has taken a bit of time, but now that, you know, my office is finally set up, I have my whole stream set up. Got a lot more keyboard storage room, so that's good. So for today, we are going to start with we'll start with the Bakeneko65. I have the Gator on Ink Kangaroos I want to put in this. Because I have 220 of them. I want to do see how they sound unlubed, and then I have the other 110 I'm gonna go ahead and lube and film just so I can see the difference between the two. And then we have a Mode65, which I have not built on stream yet. So we're gonna build that. What's up, Ed? 3 months? Subbing for 3 months. How are you doing? Thank you for the welcome back. It's been a while, but you know, I have a slightly better stream setup now, so that's kind of nice. Have, you know, my own little office room to work in and stream now, instead of having to have my desk set up in the dining area, which was kind of annoying, but glad to have a better setup now. All right, so before we get into those builds though, what's up, Ace? How you doing? Thank you. It's not even just like the new place, it's I live on the West Coast now instead of the East Coast. That was the big part. We moved all the way across country, so we can be closer to family. So that was the biggest part. That's what honestly ended up making it take so long. I think we had our stuff picked up basically on like the probably March 14th, 15th, March 15th. And we got all our stuff back the 26th. So we've only had our stuff for a little over a week. Got my desk set up finally last weekend, so. Let me move to the big top down. So before we get into the builds, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with a unboxing real quick of this R3 Mr. Suit. This will be this weekend's build. I'm pretty excited for it. Figured we could look through the box, see what comes with it. So I got the, take this out. I got the aluminum plate from Owl Labs with it, the red one. I really love the way this red plate looks. It's like a kind of a maroonish red, I would say. Got a lot of flex cuts in it, so I'm hoping to see how flexible this aluminum is. And then we picked up 2 solder PCBs. Here's the second guy. I only got 1 plate from Owl Labs because I have ordered a palm half plate from Green Door Geeks. So when that arrives, I'll have a second plate for this guy. Get down into the actual board area. It comes with a 80% kit of Owl Labs stabilizers. Whew. Can't even speak today. And then in here we got the Artisan, as well as the feet and the socks for the plate mounting. So there we go. This is the Artisan it comes with. I got this chroma looking one. I actually really like it. I like the chroma looking one. It's the one I was actually hoping to get, so that's kind of cool. I think there's a silver and a gold one I've seen people have as well. And then we'll get into the actual board here. What's up, Mustang? Thank you for the follow. How are you doing today? Glad you could be with us. So we'll get this guy unwrapped as well. So then this is, I got the Win keyless purple color. You got the awesome weight on the back of the suit. I really like how this purple turned out. Some of the pictures made it look a little duller of a color, but I feel like it's got a lot more life to it than the original picture intended, or original picture showed at least. So I'm very happy about that. Hi, Mustang. How's your day going? How is your Tuesday? I was gonna go for the pink suit, but since I got rid of my time 80, just before the move, I got rid of my time 80. I thought I would go ahead and replace it since this is a very similar color. Figured I'd go and replace that purple time 80 with this guy. Alright, let me get this guy back in its box. The build this weekend's just going to be with the alu plate. Since I don't have the palm plate and I'm not sure how long that's going to take to get here. The Green Door Geeks current estimate's like 2 weeks from order is the longest. So I'm hoping sometime next week I should have that. But yeah, so we'll be doing a solder PCB probably with all the foams included since I've never done a Mr. Suit build yet. Probably go and use all the included foam, especially the PE. For a second build, I might play around and try it with less foam just to see how I like it. This guy in there. So yeah, this will be this weekend's build. And yes, it's a very pretty color. I really liked it. The two colors they had for R3 were honestly my favorite out of the entire bunch. Just because I really like the more pastel-y colors, the lighter pastel-y colors that the pink and purple were. So how's it going, Ragkilla? How you doing? Or is that Rage? It's probably Rage, right? The 3 is supposed to be your E. But how are you doing today? Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. Let me get the PCB plate out. We'll get our O-rings out as well. So on this PCB, this is just the hot swap PCB that came with the Bakeneko65. On this guy, there's actually one of the keys was not working, so I actually fixed that today. It would be this guy. So I don't know if you guys can see it very easily, but this hot swap socket where my finger is, the left side was not actually touching the pad. The solder they got in there is just a nice big clump of solder instead of the nice flat surface soldering, so had to go in and fix that today. Doing good. Just got your mystery novel key switches in. Sweet. What'd you get? Anything good? I'm doing good. Happy to get a stream in again. It's been about a month since I've streamed because of my move, so it's nice to get a stream in. I need to order some of the mystery switches again. I really like doing their mystery switches. It's so much fun. It's a neat idea. You just get, you know, random switches. It's a thrill to open them sometimes. Okay, box creams, nice. Box creams are cool looking. You want to know what I got? Their first time they did them, back around Black Friday when they did first time, I got 2 packs of these 110 Gatoron ink kangaroos. That was a little unfortunate, but and not because the kangaroos are bad or anything, but I don't want 220 of them. I don't need 220 of them. So, all right, these stabilizers are already lubed because they were on this PCB before. We'll probably go ahead and just throw some Prytox with our syringe in there after we get these clipped in, just to make sure they're all good to go. Yeah, no, 16 cents a switch. Yeah, it's amazing deal. That's why I'm not too frustrated having so many kangaroos, because they're super cheap and I can do a giveaway with one of the bags. It's not the end of the world. It is a switch I did want to try out anyways, so at least there's that. It could have been a lot worse. I'll put it that way. Could have been a lot worse, because I actually do like the way they feel from the few little messing arounds I've done with them. Like, I threw them on a board to type with for like a minute, if that, and they have a nice feeling to them, at least. All right, so we got our stabs in. Let me grab my Prytox real quick. Let's throw a little into these preemptively. because I know they're gonna need it. Yeah, exactly. You could have got silent browns. You could have got clickies. Though some people like clickies, but you could have got like the box jades or something like that too. So it could have been worse. Especially, like, I don't mind getting 2 sets of kangaroos. It would have sucked to get like 2 sets of box jades or something, honestly. So all right. Yep. All right, so we got our stabs on there. For this one, we're actually gonna do. Actually, let me update. I was gonna do the Mode65 first, but I switched to doing the Bakeneko first. So. There we go. Okay, cool. Updated build command real quick, but we're gonna do this build with the unlubed and unfilmed ink kangaroos, just to see how these bad boys feel and sound. That's the whole reason I'm building the Bakeneko today. This is what I use basically to just test out switches, honestly. That's all this is for. The solder build is for actually using with my Haramouse, but this is just when I want to test switches out. Because it's super easy to build, so. The hot swap mode is less for testing out switches, just because that is a lot. A little bit, not a lot, I guess, but a little longer of a build with the disassembling of the case. We'll preload some switches into here. They are tactile. They're in the Gatoron Ink family, and they are a tactile switch, so. Which honestly is funny because I've just started getting into tactile switches, so looks good. That looks good. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. Yeah, that's good. Cool. I used to be all about linear switches. That was my jam. That was all I used. And then I tried the Kinetic Labs salmon switches and really liked those. So ever since then, I've really liked tactile switches. Probably, I guess that was back in around December. So only been using tactiles for probably 4 months. There you go. I've yet to try the dragon fruits. They're the C3 equals kiwis are supposed to be really good tactiles. I've heard a lot of people didn't like the dragon fruits though, so that may not be a good test of if you're how you feel about, you know, most tactiles. Just because a lot of people don't like those, they're not a very popular switch. But my main gripe when I first tried tactiles was that they weren't super smooth. I liked really smooth switches, so when you press down you get that nice perfect smooth feeling. It's all I wanted out of a switch. However, as I've built more keyboards, my tastes have kind of changed a little bit. I learned to lube tactiles well enough to get some smoothness out of them while not losing the tactility of the switch. Because if you don't lube it right, you do lose a bit of the feeling of that tactile bump. And that was something that took a while to learn how to do quite properly, and still get a smoother switch out of it. Also, Tribosis is pretty helpful in that. When I used Crytox 205 on tactiles, I lost too much of the bump, and I'm like, what's the point? It's not smooth enough. It's not smooth as a linear, but I don't have much tactile bump, so what's the point? Why would I do this? But got a bent pin there. Okay, this guy's bent. Pull it out and fix that guy. We bent one so far. Go. Perfect. And what's funny is it's not just me that's gone into tactile either. My wife is kind of liking her tactile switches too. I put the AE board navies into her zigzag 60 board, and she's really liking those. They have a lot of stem wobble. They're kind of scratchy, have a pretty mushy tactile bump, lighter than I would like, along with some other things that don't like it. So let's see, you say stem wobble is the biggest knock I've heard on them, is they have a ton of stem wobble. More than other switches that have stem wobble issues, so can definitely see that. They're scratchy. That does tend to be an issue with some tactiles though, just because you're not getting as much lube on them. You theoretically should be lubing tactiles lighter so you don't lose the bump, because then what's the point? But I have heard they're more scratchy than other tactiles as well, so. And a mushy tactile bump, that does not sound pleasant. I will say that. I don't know why they would let those switches go off. They kind of have a mushy tactile bump. That just doesn't sound pleasant. Figure they would fix that when they were making them, but I don't think. I mean, I know some people like a slightly mushier feeling on a switch, but I don't know who would like a tactile to feel mushy on the bump. So A lot of these legs are bent too. I mean, they're just shipped in a Ziploc bag basically, so I'm not surprised they get bent. But this is probably the most I've ever seen switch legs bent or switch pins bent. I've never seen so many. Yeah. I don't think they've released a second batch or an updated batch of those. They weren't popular enough for them to, I don't think. Like, all the other C3 equal switches have been pretty darn popular, and they can't keep them in stock. Dragon fruits are always on their website. People don't buy them. Keycap company always has dragon fruits in there. Yet they can't keep tangies, they can't keep banana splits, and they can't keep kiwis in stock long enough. But dragon fruits, nope, they're always there. I don't know that I've ever seen them out of stock, I'll put it that way. These pins are bent in some weird ways too. They're not just bent like flat, they're bent sideways too. That's super weird. Yeah, seriously, why are these bent sideways? It takes a lot of force to bend them that direction. That is interesting. It's not the thin pin either, it's that thick pin's bent sideways on like 4 of these so far. Cool. We just need a few more here. Yeah. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Go. My Glacier 80 is finally shipped, which is really nice. That in stock was back in like January, and they had a bunch of units delayed. And we're talking like it's been 2.5 months since the sale. Don't understand how they make such nice switches like tangerines, banana splits. I've heard great things about kiwis, but dragon fruit's just so bad. Yeah, I know. They C3 really dropped the C3 equal switches. They really dropped the ball on those dragon fruits. I think like they had so many great things going with the other switches. I agree. I want to know how you screw it up that bad when you've made 3 like really good switches. And let me put it this way too though. Banana splits actually weren't popular until some people on TikTok started using them and made them popular. And then some streamers started using them, and then some YouTubers started using them. But before that, they weren't very popular. They actually didn't have plans on making more banana splits. I mean, banana splits are good. It's just for some reason no one really used them. And it was same thing with the dragon fruits. They didn't plan on making more of them. When they sold out banana splits, that was all there was. They weren't going to make more. Until they became popular on TikTok, and they started selling for insane prices on the aftermarket because TikTok made them popular. And then once that happened, they're like, okay, well, these are popular now, so let's go ahead and make them. So they made a bunch, released them, and then did a long pre-order for the banana splits because they were getting so popular. And literally, they did a sale for them. I remember because I was able to get some on one of the drops. They had like 3 separate drops for them, and they all sold out in a minute. The really expensive keyboard, the really good keyboards that people do in stock sales for that sell out in minutes. It was like that with Switches. When they did those sales, it was insane. There we go. Yes, I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually agreeing in that because I actually have banana splits in this board. And it's one of my favorite boards because they sound super good. That is not gonna work. Let's get this out. Try that one more time now. There we go. Perfect. That's what we needed. But your friend to build KBD60. Okay, yeah. That would be definitely be a nice build. This is a top mount board. And on an alu plate, and I really like how the banana splits feel in them. The other board I've done with banana splits was a Space 65 Cyber Voyager, so it's the R2 version of the Space 65. That had a carbon fiber plate, and the banana splits felt even better on the carbon fiber plate. It's actually the board I missed the most, and I'm really sad I got rid of it. Okay. Let's see. This feels really empty. It's there. Okay. For some reason, this box felt very empty, but keycaps are there, so. This is what we're gonna put on this board for now. Is we're gonna put Islander. I really like the way it looks on here, so. We'll save that for the accent color. Okay. I haven't tried the Telios switches. What all switches have you tried? Because you tried, I guess, banana splits, Telios V2s. Any other noteworthy switches? It's hard for me to decide what my favorite switch is, honestly. There's so many switches I like. I do have a ranking of them, I believe. I don't think I've updated it though yet, because I've tried a few new switches out. Okay, tangerines are really nice. How do you like the box creams? What are your thoughts on those guys? I know even after lubing they can probably be a little scratchy since they're creams, but I never felt like the scratchiness of the creams was ever that bad. So I've never really minded them. But I've never tried the box version. I wonder how much it differs. Oh, come on. There we go. I think if you do exclamation mark linear and exclamation mark tactiles. Yeah, exclamation mark linears and exclamation mark tactiles. That will give you my list of favorite switches in each category. So I don't know if marshmallows are on there yet. Oh, this is definitely needing updated. There we go. I don't think the tactiles have changed or been anything's been added to them yet. There we go. It's been a hot minute since I've updated these lists, but okay. Yeah, definitely very little stem wobble from a box switch for sure. That's good to know. Maybe I'll have to get some and try them out, because I do like creams. I have a set of creams. Maybe I'll have to get the box ones and give them a go. But I put in the chat, I used the 2 commands. Those are my rankings of my favorite linears and tactiles right now. I don't have a spot for the Inkaroos yet, because I haven't tried them long enough, and I haven't tried them lubed and filmed yet. And I haven't tried the Conpitos I have long enough to really rank them either. You still need to lube the box creams? Yeah. Yeah, I get you. I haven't lubed switches in a while, but I'm not looking forward to it. That is a lengthy process. I have some switches on the way that I'm going to need to lube soon, so I'm going to be right in that boat with you. I have the DK Saru switches from Divinity on the way, and I picked up Meteor Whites because I really wanted to try those guys. So I'm gonna have to lube those guys when they get here. And then of course I have 110 Inkaroos to lube. Probably not gonna lube all 220. I'll probably just give the other pack away stock, because that is a lot of switches then. But sleep. Enter. Shift. Let's go with these guys here then. Delete. Page up. Page down. We got end. This is probably going to be a little on the loud side because, again, these are not lubed or filmed. But I did use them once and they sounded all right without lube, so. Some switches can be pretty decent stock. Yeah, it can be an expensive hobby, so I get that. I spend way too much on switches. I have more switches than boards by a lot. The penguins are really good. You pretty much really do have to lube them because of how sharp the tactile bump is. And then Neapolitan ice creams are actually alright stock. I used them stock for a little bit to try them. They were alright. I prefer them lubed and filmed, but they are really good. They are a really good switch. They're only so far down on the list because I've tried a lot of really good tactiles. Like, don't take the fact that they're third from the bottom as though they're a bad switch. They are probably... You have the salmon at the top of my list, and then when you get penguins, Haramau, and the Neapolitans, they're all like pretty much even on how much I like them. So, all right. Let me sure. Yeah, settings are cool. Sick. All right, so let me get a setup going for sound test of these bad boys. There we go. There's that. Alright, so I'm going to have to turn my noise gate off. There might be a little background noise, but this room's actually quieter than my old streaming setup, so you might not hear a bunch. Alright, so this is the Bakeneko65. We have unlubed and unfilmed Kangaroo Gator on inks in here, and we have IFK Islander keycaps. There is some custom cut EVA foam in the bottom of it, but that's just because I've been testing it out. It doesn't need it. I've liked using it, but let's go and listen to how this bad boy sounds though. Let's do a little bit longer of a test now that I have a little warm up. And then some mods. You can tell that the switches aren't lubed, but it still has a decent sound to it. It's a little clackier without the switches being lubed or filmed. It's a very interesting sound, I think. I definitely do like it. But I do want to try these lubed and filmed because I think it's going to give it a bit of a deeper sound once they're lubed especially. Alright. With that sound test out of the way and this build done, I am going to take a quick 10-minute break. I need to go grab some water. And then we will get back and we'll do a Mode65 build. So I will be back in about 5 minutes. Just hang tight, listen to some music, and I will see you guys in just a few. Yo, Icy, what is up? How you doing? Thank you for the follow. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. We just finished one build. We did this Bakeneko65 again just because I wanted to try out these switches inside here. But we are going to be doing a Mode65. So actually we can leave this here while we do that. Chill this guy off a little bit. But yes, Ed, you are correct. I think it could sound a little better. Once I get these switches looped, once I loop the other batch, I think it'll sound really good. So let's get out the Mode65 real quick. So this guy, we're gonna have to take the switches out. I haven't taken that out yet. I never got time. So we're just gonna chill and take switches out of this bad boy. And then get to the building of it. Fuck, this guy's heavy. Thing's like 6 pounds. Let's see, where is... Oh, I took it out. Okay. Those are the attachments I need to take the PCB out. This thing has conpitos in it right now. Wanted to give them a try a little while ago. They're a really nice switch. They're basically the marshmallows I did a build with a few months ago. Last month? Might have been February, I think, on the SAT75. They're basically the marshmallows, just they have a different stem in them. Also, for anyone that doesn't know, I believe Icy Keebs does have... he has some desk mats in interest check right now. I remember, or either they're in interest check or going to be in interest check soon. I don't remember which. Let me look real quick. I can find the link to it. I see. If you have the link to your interest checks, if they are interest check, go and put them in chat, because I don't think I have a link to it. So if you are still here, go ahead and do that if you want. But there's some pretty cool looking desk mats. So you can you should be able to find them on Reddit too. Under his Icy moniker. Alright, get the... It's the right guy. Needs to be the bigger one. So the thing I like about this Mode65 the most, it has 3 different mounting styles. It's 2 different top mounts, and then it has a stack mount configuration as well. For the top mount, it has isolated top mount and just normal top mount. The main difference between isolated and non-isolated is on isolated top mount, you have these little socks that go over the edges, the mounting points on the plate, essentially. I prefer it in the isolated top mount configuration. Honestly, there's not a whole lot of sound difference between the two. I felt like top mount and isolated top mount sound pretty much the same. The stack mount with the tactile switches I was using, that sounded really good. But I tried it with some other switches and sound wasn't quite as there. It was a little more muted. So I think the stack mount really depends on the switch you're using. This board has a copper plate on it. That's why we're using the hot swap PCB. The solder PCB has a lot of flex cuts in it, and so I feel like it'd be a bit of a waste to use that on a copper plate. Let's see, these three down, that down, that up, because I do want to keep the same config. But yeah, with the copper plate being super stiff, I feel like it'd be wasted on a solder PCB with all its flex cuts and everything. All these guys out. I forgot to grab my container for them, so we'll just kind of leave them on the desk for now. Not a big deal. We are going to be putting Creamsicles into this one because I wanted to see how a louder linear switch sounds with this plate. The plate has such a good sound with the copper bottom. There we go. I don't think I updated the build command, did I? Let's do that real quick. Let's just update the build command while we're getting switches out. Mode65 with Creamsicles. There we go. Alright, build command's updated. I will say this, the one thing Mode has done really well is their hot swap PCBs support a lot of layouts. You get 7U bottom row, you get stepped caps lock, which is very, very rare for a hot swap. Usually you have a very fixed layout with a hot swap PCB. stepped caps lock is on a lot of, you know, decent boards. They will offer the stepped caps lock option, but having 6.5U or 7U spacebar option on a hot swap is really nice. And the way they do that is with these hot swap sockets, they just have some of them flipped so that they can have 2 sets of hot swap sockets on there. All right, let's go and get the new switches in. Weed through some of the tangerines I have in here. When I moved, I just threw my extra tangerines in here for now. So I need to make a few more creamsicles for my glacier when it gets here. Because I think the creamsicles are going to go in that, ultimately. I think for a TKL, I'm just a little bit short on having enough of the creamsicles. Because the TKL is around 88 keys. Depending on the config. But as I was saying, they did well with some aspects of this PCB. They did others poorly. Like, these are really poorly made PCBs. While they do have good layout support, I've seen too many hot swap sockets on these guys fail. So I got this board in a trade with my Time 80, and the first hot swap PCB that the guy sent, it had an issue with 2 of the hot swap sockets that he replaced, which was fine, though they worked good after he replaced them, but he had to replace 2 of the hot swap sockets. And then the traces on one of the hot swap sockets just pulled completely off. When he sent it to me, it was just completely off. Why is that not going in? Come on. Is that not closed? Ah, the switch wasn't closed all the way. There we go. That's why I wouldn't go in. Okay. But the socket pulled off the traces. Didn't even, or trace. Yeah, it pulled off some of the trace, and it pulled off the pad completely. The socket was still connected to the pad, but the pad wasn't connected to the board. So it didn't do a whole lot of good. I soldered it back in and got it to work for a little bit, but they're just poorly made PCBs, the hot swap ones. The solder ones are fantastic. They did really good. The only good part about these is their layout support. The hot swaps. So I guess you give and you take a little, right? A little worse quality, but you get better layouts, because is the direction they went. Alright. So should be. We'll set that one aside. That one might not go into the hot swap. A little chunk of solder on it. Looks like it didn't get sucked up all the way. So I don't know that that'll go into the hot swap socket clean. Same with this guy. So we'll set those aside. They'll be fine going into a solder board. But the hot swap board might be a little tricky, so leave them aside. That looked like a vent. No, it didn't. Okay. Cool. Hey Argraw, how's it going? How you doing? Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Currently throwing some switches into a Mode65. This is our second build of the day. Just doing 2 quick hot swap builds since it's the first stream back in a month, so thought we'd take it easy, start out with some easy builds. This weekend we'll be doing a slightly more exciting build. It's a tight fit of that. It's interesting. It's good though. I have to grab a few more from my bin over here. I was like, wait, that can't be all my switches. Go. Do stepped caps lock because I prefer stepped caps lock. Then we're gonna do a 7U bottom row. Because I like the 7U bottom row, and that's what I already have the stabilizers looped for, which I believe means this one's up. On the down one, and these 3 are the upside down sockets. Oh, that's not quite liking how it's sitting there. Don't want to go in very well. Why? Let's try a different guy, see if that's a switch issue or what. That did not want to go in very smoothly. Looks good. That one looked good. Might be just a switch thing. Those ones went smooth. There we go. Yo, what's up, Icy? Welcome back. Just throwing some switches into the Mode65 here. Thank you, thank you. This is the Nietzscheverse desk mat. I really like it. I got both versions of it. So there's this shiny version, and there's a more less bright colored version, I guess you could say. They were up on Minokeys extras. I think they're still up. I'm not sure. Or these, I think, last week at some point. I was talking about this earlier, but aren't your desk mats in IC right now? Or have you not posted the IC for them yet? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Because I saw... Nice. Because I saw on Doofin's Discord, I saw the post on his Discord with the link to yours, so I joined that, and I saw that those were on interest check, he said, so. Do you know, are you working with a vendor for the group buy, or where are you going to be running the sale for the group buy? Sweet. Which vendors? If you have a link to the IC, you can. There's a link to an IC. You can post that in the channel, because I wanted to check it out and I wasn't able to find a link for your IC on it. Yeah, that's right. There we go. Yeah, do that'd be great. I wanted to look at them because I really like them. I'm gonna keep an eye out for the group buy of it so I can pick it up for sure. Oops, the other one. Oh, cool. Dane Keeps. I like Dane Keeps. It's a good vendor. It's awesome. Well, I will be keeping an eye out for that to go live for sure. So you said the 22nd. Sweet. I'm always looking for a good key or good desk mats anyways. You know what? I really don't care. I am not taking this back off just to put that sock on. Where did it go though? Oh, it fell right off here. We're gonna go with one sock off. So it's gonna be partially isolated. I do not want to unscrew these. Just put that sock on. Just unscrew a little bit. Fine. Yeah, sure. Go for it. Thank you. I do appreciate you wanting to promote me too. It's always nice. All right. All right. So we're gonna get the back piece on. This is the copper back piece, which I really like on this board. There we go. I think that's in. Yeah, it should be in. Cool. Alright, so now we just got the back screws to put in. Then we will get the keycaps on. So I'm going to be putting the DSA Astrala keys on this, just because I have not gotten a chance to use those keycaps yet. I've had them for 5-6 months now probably, and I've only used them once because I put them on a board that is not really an everyday typing board. I put it on a 40% ortho linear board, and those are hard to use to say the least. We'll go with that. So alright. Let's get the copper back piece on. Perfect. So we got this all coppered out as well. So we got that copper bottom, copper back piece, and copper plate. I do kind of like how the orange switches match a little bit. Not quite copper looking, but they're a little matchy, so. Alright, let's get this dropped over here. And let's grab the keycaps. Do you think I want to pull up the diagram for this base kit? And so I want to know which keys were meant for the enter, etc. So I have okay. There we go. That's what I wanted. So these just come in a bag, unfortunately. So we're just gonna have to sift through what's in here. To make sure we get all the keys on here that we need. This, I think, is a right shift. I think that's shift. Yeah. This is caps locks. This is normal caps. We'll need tab. Step caps. Which may not be in this guy. That may be in this guy. Yes, sir. We should have our small right shift here. We'll get into the rest of this bag later because we'll need more of that. F J. I should wait. I think I don't know if there's barred versions. Is there? That's unfortunate if there's not. Uh-oh. There isn't. Well, I guess I'm gonna learn real quick not to have barred F and J. Cause I don't think any of the kits I have come with one. Let's see. T is here. I think that's a 9. Let's see if the 6 looks much different than that. So the only problem with using DSA keys is you have to look at the letters to make sure you're putting them in the right spot. Yes, that's definitely a Z. So that looks a little too weird to be a Z. Goes there. Goes there. Clumsy me, it's the only thing I've dropped today. Can't go a full stream without dropping something, come on now. That would just be crazy. Yeah, so the 6 and 9 look exactly the same. Okay. M, which goes there. Okay. Should be single quote down, yes sir. It's L. Or I. So the only thing about your keycaps coming in a bag, it takes you a little longer to put them all on because you gotta grab a key and you gotta search for keys. Ooh, that's what I'm doing wrong. There's actually one thing I'm doing wrong now that I think about it. And you do things like this, but that is okay. Theoretically, I could do that. It's not gonna matter since they're DSA, but eh. Let's put the correct numbers up there, shall we? The correct numbers are actually pink colored. These are for the numpad, which we're not using. So we have a numpad, but you know. So what number is numpad? These numbers are, there we go, that's gonna look a little better. There we go, that's already looking better. I was wondering where the icons that are usually on your numbers were. The rest of these put in, the rest of the alphas put in, then we'll get the mods taken care of. You goes here, right in between you. Why not? Ooh. H. It's much clearer when using the correct numbers, which is 6 and which is 9, because they have their special character on them. Six. This equals plus goes on top. Just missing this guy and this guy. Oh, not that guy. That guy? That guy. There it is. All right. Perfect. So now let's work on the mods. So this is enter. Is this sitting a little weird? Okay, that should be good. Wasn't all the way in. We want to do. Yeah, should be good. This is the backspace key. We have this guy. We need the bigger versions though, so we'll just hold off. This is left shift. Got this guy. Pipe slash. And this is tab. Arrows. Here is go. Stars. Let's grab. I think 7U spacebar is here. Yeah, that's our 7U. Perfect. Get our arrows on. These are going to be our bigger mods. do that one. Let's see, we should have maybe the bigger ones over here. We should have a planet that's a bigger guy too, I think, right? Let me look at what we have. The guy. Oh no, the planet one's small. Okay. So we'll do this guy here, this guy here, and this guy here. Perfect. Then on the side, guys, so let's put this in here. We will throw that guy on there. Throw that guy on there. Throw that guy on there. And we'll throw, for the hell of it, that guy on there. Yep, perfect. Cool. Alright, let's get all these put back into the bag and we'll do a sound test. That is kind of the cool thing about having DSA keycaps. I can basically put whatever I want there without worrying about profile. All right. Let's unplug this and move it away. And give this bad boy a sound test. Let me check the stabs real quick to make sure we don't need to do anything to them. Switch wasn't all the way closed. Perfect. There we go. That's a lot better. All right. Let me get this guy plugged in. And not having those bars is really gonna throw me off. We got no bent switches. Cool. Things kosher there. Alright, so let me get the microphone moved and we'll do a quick sound test. Alright, noise gate is off. You might hear a little bit of noise just from some ambient noise in my room. So this is the Mode65 with a copper plate and the copper back piece. It has the plate foam on it, owl stabs, creamsicles, and DSA Astrology keys. Okay, maybe we won't use monkey tape. Monkey tape's not behaving. Let me re-add it real quick. Nope. Alright, looks like we're gonna do this without monkey tape. Monkey tape does not want to work right now. So I'm just gonna pull it up on my browser. You guys just won't get to see it. Okay, so as I mentioned, Mode65 copper plate, DSA Astrology keys, creamsicles, and just the plate foam. This is isolation top mount configuration. Do a little bit longer of a type test. All right, and we'll check out the mods. Looks like for some reason the space bar is just barely rubbing up against the case. You can hear it when I push it over there, but stabs sound good. Yeah. I got the music back on, got the noise gate back on. Alright. So that's the Mode65 with the Creamsicles. I really like the way this Mode65 sounds with that copper back piece. Not only does this copper look really good on here, but it gives the board a such nicer sound to it. Like the Mode65s are already nice, but this copper really does really good with the sound. The Creamsicles have a really nice pop to it actually. They're not overly loud like they typically are. There we go. Yeah, this is really my favorite looking board right now. It's one of my favorite sounding boards, and it is my favorite looking board right now. 100% hands down. So that is all I have for today's stream. We built 2 boards. The Mode and the Bakeneko hot swap. I will be back later this week. I was going to loop some switches. I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not because the order of switches and lube might not get here in time for Thursday's stream. So we're either going to do it Friday or do something else. And then of course, Saturday, we are going to be building that Mr. Suit. That is going to be a very fun build. I'm not 100% sold on the switches yet. So I'll be putting more information about the switches on Twitter and TikTok later this week when I decide. I'm at first thought I am thinking we're gonna go with the penguins, but we'll see what we decide later in the week. Other than that, I thank everyone for stopping by. It's been a great stream, a great time back. Excited to be able to get to some streams again. Have some really fun builds coming up. My glacier's coming in soon as well, so we'll have that to build. For anyone that hasn't seen my TikTok, I posted today. I'll also make a Twitter announcement about it and probably put some on Instagram, of course. But I'm going to do another TikTok builds stream because we did the Primus. That went really well and turned out great. So we're going to do that with a SAT75. We have tons of plate options, tons of switch options. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what everyone comes up with for that. So look out for those videos, give some input on that. Otherwise, I will see everyone in the next stream. Have a great rest of your day.